Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Truly grateful. So many channels you could be watching. You're watching mine. You know, the United States government says that the Zamboanga Peninsula and the Sulu Archipelago are no-go zones for its citizens. So the American citizens should avoid these areas at all costs. I thought I'd say that first. But as somebody that's been coming to Zamboanga for over 12 years now and has nothing but beautiful memories for this place, I just want to tell you that there's some advantages to coming to a place like this if you're not afraid. But let me put this disclaimer out there. The United States government, a lot of these Western governments, they know a whole lot more about the safety, the threats associated with these areas. I'm not advocating for you to come down here. I'm saying if you happen to be here, if you meet somebody here, you got family here like I do, and you have to come to Zamboanga, I'm going to tell you that there's some advantages to it. First of all, let's talk about the people in Zamboanga. When they first see you, they're going to give you that look. They're called Zamboanganians. Zamboanganians. I want you to hear that. When they see you, because they see very few foreigners here, they're going to give you that look of surprise. Like, what are you doing here? Or, don't you know where you are? Because they're aware of all the, the reputation that this place has. But then that turns into appreciation. And the people here are almost too nice, really. I put on my community page that I've been here for almost a week now. I'm treated like Kobe Bryant whenever I come here. But it never really occurred to me why. And this because I'm like a needle in a haystack. I've been here a week. I've seen 3 foreigners and they were all in the same place. I don't know if they were military, because there's a lot of military here. They were in KCC Mall, the big, humongous mall. And while I'm thinking about that, before I go on, let me say that Zamboanga has grown in leaps and bounds since I started coming here. When I came here, there was no major malls. They've got 2 gigantic malls now, KCC, they got SM Mall. This time they had a little place called MinPro, and then a couple of little Chinese-type plazas dotted around the city. There was hardly any traffic. Now the traffic here around those 2 malls is probably some of the worst I've seen outside of Manila. There were no cars, there were no taxis. You can get a taxi now in Zamboanga. You can get Grab food delivered. I don't know, I've never tried to get a Grab car, but with the taxis here, I'm sure you can get the Grab. Look at this place behind me. This is Paseo del Mar. This has always been a tourist place, but now, and I'm going to give you a tour of it before I get off of here, they've spent millions and millions of pesos beautifying this place. I seen it when it was basically bare. All it was along the road were the restaurants and the bars that you're going to see. Now, when you ever come here, you've got to come to Paseo del Mar. If not, just for the food and for the live music. Just about every bar or restaurant that you see here has a live band every night. Everything from somebody imitating James Taylor, to the Beatles, to the Carpenters, to the Commodores, believe it or not. Because as y'all know, Filipinos are some of the greatest imitators. They'll take your song to a whole other level, make it their own. But anyway, let's get back to the people. They're almost too nice. But they're very, very bashful. And because they see so few foreigners, when you come here, be prepared for the stares. Now, you get stares everywhere in the Philippines, but you're going to get more stares here. You're going to get more questions here. They're going to question you. Deeper questions. Okay, don't let that bother you. But this is one of the only places that I've ever traveled in the Philippines where they don't understand my English. I mean, I speak English, but I speak slang. And it's because they don't talk to a lot of foreigners here. They speak mostly Bisaya and Chavacano here. But they don't get a whole lot of practice. So I can say something as simple as peso. When I went to the KCC Mall, I bought Gabe some slippers, and I handed the lady my credit card, and I said, pesos, please. She didn't know what I was saying. I might as well have been speaking Chinese. I said, pesos, ma'am. She had to go get the manager. And it's really since I've been coming here, but I just now start paying it attention. And I said, oh, okay, I see why. They don't get a whole lot of practice. But yeah, they treat you very, very special here because you're sort of like a novelty. One more thing is you're going to have, it's going to kind of find, you're going to find amusing. They're very, very bashful here. And you know, I travel all over the Philippines. And Filipinos, for the most part, they're shy, they're bashful. But here, I mean, even the men. We went to the restaurant today and had the best chop suey with chicken because the food is one of the other advantages I'm going to talk about. But I'm getting ahead of myself. And the man wouldn't even take my order. He was so embarrassed. I guess, I don't know if he was scared to speak English or whatever it was, but this is everywhere you go over here. Let's talk about the women. Now, my wife's from here. That's why I'm here. I've got a son who's living here at the moment. So that's why I'm here. It's not like I'm some brave, strong man or something. But like I said, I've been coming here on and off for 12 years. I have nothing but wonderful memories. But you have to understand, Zamboanga does have that reputation, that they've earned it. And that's why the United States government says, hey, don't go there. Stay away from there. And even all of Mindanao, they'll say it's level 3. Now this part is level 4. I mean, don't travel here. But level 3 is all of Mindanao, which, like I said, they know a whole lot more about it than me. Hey, mein buntag. Mein buntag.
Do you have a plug?
Yeah, Sunshine Shoulders. Sunshine Shoulders. Sunshine Shoulders. Yeah, you see, they're very nice. But let's talk about the women. I know y'all want to talk about it. And this is one of the advantages because remember, I can put on a blindfold. I can walk around here and talk to a woman, and I guarantee you she's never dated a foreigner before. Because we're afraid to come here. Our governments have got us scared shitless to even step foot in Zamboanga. You know, let alone Mindanao. But one of the advantages here, man, okay, when you go around the Philippines, you will normally have a ratio of like, let's say 5 to 1 women to foreigners, okay? Maybe 10 to 1. Here, it's like 100 to 1. You're treated like the Beatles here. There's a little small restaurant at the bottom, on the bottom floor of the hotel that I'm staying. Great food, by the way. The first time I went in there, let's see, today is Tuesday, Sunday. Everything stopped, even the customers. All the staff came out. They wanted to see me. But they call this Asian's Latin City. And that's because of the language. You know, this was one of the last footholds of the Spanish before they got their butts kicked out of here. So when you see women down here, they're going to have that Latina feel to them. Yeah, the shapes all around Mindanao. You know, if that's what you like, if you like full-figured woman. My wife was 36, 26, 36 when I met her. This is before she went to America and filled up on those super-sized Big Macs and fries and Cokes. But yeah, she was 36, 26, 36 and didn't weigh 100 pounds. Okay, the women here are sweet. And they say that about Ilongo women too. But the women here, they're sweet even when they're mad. But if you're looking for a date, this is the place to come, guys. There's nobody here. When you see me walk around here, there's not one other foreigner probably within 20 kilometers from me. But that's because the government has said this is a no-go zone. Don't come here. But I'm going to tell you, from my experience, that Zamboanga is just like any other city in the Philippines. The people are friendly. Here, you're going to get a different taste of food. I know people talk about the food in the Philippines. There's a lot of different influences here: Malaysian, Chinese, Spanish. Like I said, we ate the chop suey with chicken. Some of the best I've ever had. It was hot. It was fresh. The vegetables were crunchy. But if you're looking for a hookup, this is the place, man. I mean, they will actually come up to you. Remember, I said they were bashful, but they're so inquisitive when they see a foreigner, because remember, there's military here. All right, a lot of special forces here. There's drones that fly into this place, but just the regular, ordinary, out of the ordinary, not out of the ordinary, sorry, foreigner like me, they don't see. They never see that. So yeah, the people are extremely friendly. The women here are just off the chain, man. They're beautiful, they're nice, they're available. They haven't been run through like a lot of these places. They don't play a lot of games. Most of the time when you meet a woman here, my wife included, they have to travel to meet you. My wife met me in Cebu because we're afraid to come here. See, I didn't even know I was supposed to be afraid. She told me like the second day I was here. I was like, why did you ruin it for me? Then from then on, I'm looking over my shoulder. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. When you think of the reputation that this place has, but when you walk around, it's like normal. It's like a eerie, quiet, like an eerie calmness. It's like everybody, they know that at any time something could pop out. They know that, but they don't act like it. They go about their business as usual. So yeah, some advantages to coming here to this no-go zone. And they got on me for calling that place where the Belgian lived a no-go zone. No, that's a no-go zone. You try to go there. I called it a no-go zone because of the terrain. Here, this is called a no-go zone because of the risk of terrorism, kidnapping, bombing, civil unrest. Like I said, the governments know a whole lot more than me. But this is a bona fide no-go zone, according to the United States government. According to me, I say, man, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Now, let's talk about another advantage of being in a no-go zone such as this. Believe it or not, your safety. There's an abundance of police and military in no-go zones, more than otherwise. So when you go to the malls, you go to the parks and the different venues, you're going to see the security, the bomb sniffing dogs, and you get that sense of ease, that sense of comfort. Also, remember, you got Muslims and Christians living side by side, because at the end of the day, they're Filipinos. Let's talk about a very important advantage, and that's immigration. When it's time for you to extend your visa, it's not going to take you any more than 5 minutes because there's nobody there. Remember, there's very few foreigners here, so that means there's going to be very few people in the immigration. And one thing I can say about the Zamboanga immigration is they do most of the work for you. All you do, you're going to sit on one side of the glass, they're going to be on the other, they're going to ask you why you're here. Is it holiday, leisure, business, etc., and for how long? Then they're going to have you, of course, pay your fee and then sign it, and then that's it. I promise you, when you come here, 5 minutes most, and you're going to be out of there. If for some reason you go there and there's another foreigner in there, then make it 10 minutes. But it's nothing like Dumaguete, nothing like Manila or Cebu. So immigration is a breeze when you come to Zamboanga. So that's an advantage of living in Zamboanga City. One of the biggest advantages of being in Zamboanga City is you're truly treated special. You're like a novelty here. You really are like a celebrity because you're a needle in a haystack here. They see very few foreigners. They speak with very few foreigners. So if the guy says, hey, I feel like Keith Richards, I would say, hey, I feel like Justin Bieber. If the guy says, hey, I feel like LeBron James, I say, hey, I feel like Michael Jordan. It's really, really special here. So if you're shy, if you're bashful, you better get over that when you come to Zamboanga, because they see so very little foreigners that you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. You're going to get a million stares. They're going to ask you deep, deep questions. But most of all, they're going to roll out the brightest red carpet that you've ever seen. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I just wanted to talk about this. Every time I come here, I like to extol the benefits of coming to a place like Zamboanga City. The United States government and a lot of these Western governments, they've deemed this place a no-go zone. And for good reason. It has a reputation, it has a history. But for somebody that's been coming here for 12 years, I see a lot of advantages for being here. And I spoke about a few of them. There's a whole lot more. So if you happen to be in this area, if you meet some woman here, if you got family here, you're going to be okay. Just do like you would do anywhere else. Try to keep as low a profile as you possibly can. Go from A to Z. And always be with somebody, a local. People basically know me here. One thing that I do is I just go to the same places. That way they've seen me over and over and over for 12 years. I'm still a novelty, but I'm not much of a novelty. I don't look like a rookie. I don't look like a deer in headlights. So if you're in America, you're getting up, you're going to work, you're going to the gym, get a cup of coffee, a newspaper. If you see somebody on the street or wherever you see them, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. If you're in the Philippines, it's late. It's already midnight. It's dark outside. I hope you were able to help somebody. Now the day goes by and I don't help somebody over here. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time.